We've worked on our guilt-free impulse spending and set up the systems, what we need to stop doing, what we need to do, how to have it in a smart manner. But how do you make sure that you continue to have more money to have fun with, to have that guilt-free impulse spending with? That's what we're going to talk about today in the final part of the guilt-free impulse spending series. Here we go. Welcome back to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Aimee Cerka. You made it. We are here. We've made it through the guilt-free impulse spending series. Today is the final part. We talked about the first episode, what impulse spending is, why we do it. The second one, what we had to stop doing, haphazard impulse spending. The third one, we talked about the 24-hour rule and the two types of impulse spenders, the big ticket versus the small purchase item. The fourth part, we talked about your play account, that fund within your budget, specifically to go have fun with your money. And then we did a bonus episode last time on the simplified version, the simplified way to use and maximize your play account. And I've heard that part was really helpful for a lot of people. And we've made it today. All of that works. All of the strategies and feeling guilt-free impulse spending, and we can feel that weight lifted off of our shoulders, right? But it's just the beginning. And to be able to make that work last and to be able to compound, we have to talk about the Unstoppable Finances framework. And this is where the Unstoppable Finances framework comes in. It's a 4-step framework that is my signature framework that we use. And we talked a lot about my story in the first part of this series. And maybe you've heard all of this and maybe you hear me, maybe you don't really believe it because, you're kind of feeling like this is just the way it is, where I'm doing the best I can. I just have to get to this income level first and then everything's going to work out. But regardless, there's a feeling of hopelessness that's created. And I don't want that for you because you are unstoppable. And let's walk through the framework together and I'll kind of show you what we're talking about and where I see most people get tripped up along this process. So, the first part of the Unstoppable Finances framework is offense. That's making money in all forms. That's your business, that's a side hustle, that's a traditional 9 to 5, investments, cryptocurrency, whatever it might be. Offense is making money. And that's the part you're already doing. Yeah, you can do it better, but that's the part you are doing. That's the part that we get stuck on, that we get focused on because we can see it. Okay, it feels like that's the next thing, but it's only one part of the framework. The second part is defense. The second part of the framework is defense. And this is where our budget comes into play, that play account that we've talked about, because your defense is managing what you already have. This is where spending money comes in, that play account. Again, your budget, again, your play account, that managing what we have, the fact that you're not focused on your debt payoff, that we're focusing on our net worth. Hopefully you've heard me talk about that before because that's really key. That's the defense. That's where a lot of the traditional budgeting money management comes from. Okay. That's the tactical, most of it, right? The defense. But it's the other two parts that make everything work. Okay. So the third part of the Unstoppable Finances framework is the battlefield. That's where money mindset comes in, the economics, the rules of the game, and you work on the battlefield without even realizing it. Because the fact that you have the play account in place so that you know what you can go spend, have that freedom to be able to go spend. It's a money mindset strategy. The fact that we started with working on figuring out what those triggers are, the things that are showing up for you that you need to be aware of, that maybe you're holding on to and you don't need to hold on to anymore. That is all money mindset. It's all related to the battlefield. The fact that you've tried to outwork the numbers, that's a money mindset thing. But we also have to be aware of the economics, the economy, how things function in the world. Like a lot of us weren't taught by our parents growing up about money. And even if they were, like, fantastic. The world that your parents grew up in is not the world that you grew up in. Like, even in the last 10 years, so much has changed. The things we learned in the past have become irrelevant. This is why you should not be stocking 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in a savings account for your emergency fund. It's just not smart anymore in the economy that we live in. You have to be able to understand the economics, not from a place of fear, but from a place of empowerment because you are unstoppable. And that's the third part, okay, is the battlefield. We'll work on releasing that old money mindset blocks, or at least becoming aware of them so that they don't stop us any longer. But the fourth and final part, the part that really makes it work, the part that ties it all together, the part that makes the battlefield, the money mindset work really like actually work is coaching. Because even professional athletes have somebody with them to help them review the footage, okay? And it doesn't matter what you do if you're not able to stay consistent in the action. And to stay consistent in the action, so many times we need that outside support, that willpower that we have. Yes, you are the go-getter, you can do this, but there are a lot of things calling your attention that need your help. And having somebody alongside to help you accelerate your growth is key with the coaching. So we've done the work now to understand how we can guilt-free impulse spend. Why we did it, we put the systems in place so that we can impulse spend. We got the play account so we know how much we can impulse spend, but the boundaries in place and the systems are there. We're working on understanding why we're doing these things. We're not doing it just out of emotion. We're doing it smart to be able to make those strategic answers, those strategic moves. But if that's where things stop, we're not going to see the long-term success because it's only part of the problem. You've done the work here. Let's continue to do the work to improve your finances. So, like we mentioned, I don't know that I've mentioned this since the first part of this series, but April is Financial Literacy Month. And you've got two options now. You can go at it alone. You've got the material. This is here, like on the podcast, on YouTube. You can come back and listen to it again and again and again and again. Go for it. You've totally got this. But the second option is having me and the community support you inside Money Mastery Academy. The Money Mastery Academy is designed to help you finally figure out the money thing in just 12 weeks. We make money simple with the mindset and the money management systems you need to make that consistent money in your business. Because you can make consistent money in your business and smash your revenue goals. You can feel good about your finances. You can create that generational impact without having to constantly watch the bank account, without having to work 80-hour plus work weeks, or without sacrificing your lifestyle. You don't have to tell your kids forever. And I'm not telling you have to skip the Starbucks. We kind of talked about you can have that within the play account. That's all there. So Money Mastery Academy is the 12-week group coaching program for Financial Literacy Month. I am giving you a bonus, an extra 4 weeks of support. That is going to expire on May 3rd, midnight central. So the link's going to be in the show notes, aimeecerka.com/academy special. If you're ready to take this to the next step to finally figure out the money thing, again, you've got the information, you can run with it. But I know when you take the next step and you prioritize the well-rounded to finally figure out the money thing overall, that's when you truly see results. So I'd love to welcome you inside Money Mastery Academy. Again, that link's in the show notes below, aimeecerka.com/academy special. If you have questions, of course, send me a message on Instagram. But now you have the tools. We talked about the impulse spending, but you have to put the framework in place with it to be able to work on all 4 aspects of your money to truly see that lasting success, that lasting being unstoppable that you're looking for, and having more money to go play with. Because when you do more with your money, when you improve, when you grow those percentages, like we talked about, it's going to grow and you're going to be able to have more fun, do more things, take trips with the family, have the crazy experiences that you're looking for. And I can't wait to welcome you inside Money Mastery Academy. That's it for now. We'll see you next time. If you're struggling with shame and guilt around your finances, whether it's debt, impulse spending, mistakes from the past, or the fact that you still haven't hit your income goal, then it's time for you to work with me. There are different levels of support and price points that you can use on the path to removing that guilt and shame so you can step into your unstoppable life. After all, your finances are unique to you, and your support should be too. Go to workwithaimee.com to get started with one of my most popular programs, or you can book a Q&A call with me and we'll figure out what that next step should be. And those links are hanging out in the description of this video as well.